My name's M-Phazes, otherwise known as Mark Landon. I'm a producer based in Melbourne, also DJ, and I tour DJ for an artist called Illy. I've been producing for roughly about 12 years now, and I've worked with everyone, underground, mainstream, R&B, hip-hop, indie, rock, everyone. Right now I'm chilling here in Dustin McLean's studio, a good friend of mine. We've worked on a few projects together. Whenever I need some cool vintage synths or live piano, I come over here and we record them. Coming up as a young producer, I looked up to people like DJ Premier, Pete Rock, a lot of those New York sort of sample-heavy producers. So that's where I got my first taste of production and influence. So sampling was the starting point for me. It can be frustrating sometimes. You can be in the record store all day and not find a single sample or anything. But there's nothing better than just spending a day in the record store, getting away from anything that's going on, just immerse yourself in this music that you otherwise wouldn't have heard of. I started DJing probably about 5 years after I started producing. It was just a bit of fun. My friend left his turntables at my house and I practiced on those. I'm not an incredible DJ, but I think my taste sort of makes up for the lack of technical ability. But the thing with DJing, the advantage of doing it is getting people's reactions to different songs. Trying to keep a dance floor going, but also give it a bit of a vibe and work through different genres in a way that's cohesive. Is similar to when you're in the studio, is this drum beat gonna work? Is this gonna get people moving, or is this gonna be a mellow sort of track? That definitely helps in the production aspect of what I do. I've been working with Illy, I guess, since the start of his career. I produced a lot of stuff on his first album, Long Story Short. He went through a few DJs before I sort of came along and offered to DJ for him. So it was just a natural thing, and you know, I enjoy going on the road, so it's an excuse for me to go and travel and meet people in different states. I guess because I've worked with Illy for so long, I almost look at him like he's my artist, like I'm a manager or something, even though I'm not, and I don't overstep my boundaries. I want to see him do well, and I want to be a part of that, and I look at it more like a team effort. So yeah, when it comes to touring, I definitely have a lot of input into the show, and he respects that. This is my New Era cap that was designed by myself and One's Clothing up in Sydney. I released an album in 2010 called Good Gracious. It was a production album. I did all the production on it, and it featured a ton of really cool Australian hip hop artists. I guess it was my way of sort of displaying the talent that we have here. It reached quite high in the ARIA charts when it was released, and then it won the ARIA, which is really surprising because I don't think there's been another producer's album featuring a ton of different artists get that sort of acclaim. It was a proud moment for me, and I couldn't be happier with how the album came out. So I think having the Good Gracious hat is a nice little sort of homage to it. I think it's important, especially if you're a DJ, it's never a bad thing to align yourself with someone and go on the road and tour. You know, Primo and Guru and Pete Rock and CL Smooth, that's sort of where the greats come from. It's a whole other experience. If you're strictly a club DJ, that's totally cool, but I definitely suggest if you're a hip hop DJ to try and DJ for an artist, because it opens up a different avenue for you to take your craft.